On today's episode of the Academy of Awesome.
Hey gang, welcome to the Academy of Awesome. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know we're having a wonderful day here. I'm super excited to have Fatima on the show. What an amazing young woman. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Fatima.
Thank you, Brad. I'm glad to be here.
Woohoo! As Fatima would say. But yeah, I just want to introduce Fatima a little bit. What a remarkable entrepreneur she is. I love working with entrepreneurs and interviewing entrepreneurs that really believe in the cause of giving back to their community, creating conscious businesses and conscious companies, and also nonprofit foundations is just phenomenal. So let's dig into it. Let's find out what Fatima is up to. So I know you have an amazing cause that you are definitely a part of.
Yes.
And maybe just tell us what the cause is.
Sure. So it's the World Partnership Walk, which was actually founded here in Vancouver 35 years ago by 6 women, and one happened to be my aunt. So to me, it's also a legacy, and it's also a worthy cause, which is really nice. And we are always at the Stanley Park last Sunday of May, so May 28th. We're going to be at Stanley Park. Come check us out. If you're not even going to support the walk and donate, at least come have the food and be amazed by the food.
Did you just say food?
Yes, I said
Now
food.
you're piquing my interest a little bit more too. What type of food is going to be there?
Oh my God, you got to come check it out.
Okay. now I have to go, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But what an amazing cause it is. So how long has this organization been around for?
So it started 35 years ago here in Vancouver.
Okay.
So this is our 35th year, and it's the largest of its kind in Canada. So
Wow.
we are a nonprofit, and 100% of the funds raised do go towards AKFC. And so then from there, AKFC will distribute it to different projects that are non-denominational. So it doesn't matter what race or anything, you can get help through AKFC.
Wow, that's pretty phenomenal. So you mentioned that this is the largest. How many walkers are we talking about here?
So this happens over 10 cities across Canada.
Wow.
So we segment it into different days. So May 28th will be the first set of walks, so 3 cities.
Awesome.
The last one, I believe, is June 11th.
Yeah, wow.
So right across Canada. And across Canada, you've got, well, in Vancouver, we had about 6,000 people show up.
6,000.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
That's
wow.
a huge
Yeah,
number.
absolutely.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, that's almost as big as the followers that we have for this podcast.
Almost.
almost. Exactly. Now, where did the walk start?
It started here in Vancouver.
Oh, right here, local Vancouver.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
How did it start? Like, what was it? Why did this happen at the very beginning?
So there was 6 ladies, as I had mentioned earlier, and they saw that there was a need for it. Like in Vancouver, they actually came from. So the first country that AKFC did help was Africa.
Oh. Awesome.
Because these women are from Africa originally.
Wow.
And they saw what it was like, life in Africa, and they were fortunate to come here in '72. And they said, you know what, we want to give back, and how can we give back? And they started off, the first year they raised, I believe it was $5,000.
Wow.
Just the 6 of them.
Oh, that's amazing.
And over the last 35 years, we've raised over 110 million.
Wow, I didn't know that those numbers were that big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the numbers are that big,
Wow.
and the good thing is the government of Canada also matches our cause. So basically, depending on the project, it can be matched on average to about 6 to 9 times. So that 100 million is without any of the matching. So if you put the matching in,
Really?
it's about 550 to about 600 million.
Wow, half a $500 million. That's a crazy amount of money.
Yes, yes.
Wow, and that's a span of over 30 years, right?
35.
Wow, I'm not gonna do the math on how much that is per year, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, last year we raised 7 million.
7 million, wow.
Across Canada, and in Vancouver we raised 2 million.
2 million, wow. Vancouverites love to give back.
We do.
I love our city,
yes.
which is really awesome. Wow, that's really good. How did you get involved in all this?
How did I get involved? Well, like I said earlier, like I mentioned earlier, my aunt was actually one of the founders.
Yeah.
So she was one of the 6 ladies. But as a young girl, I remember, going to every person in my community, going door knocking and asking for, like $1 or $2 for the donation. And then 20 years back, my aunt asked me to help, with the walk and volunteer. And I was like, okay, sure. I have nothing, else to do, and I'm a student, and it's a good thing. But I knew at that time I didn't really understand why I was feeling so happy, but I knew that I enjoyed it.
Wow.
And as I started working with the cause, working with World Partnership Walk, and seeing the impact that we have, I realized that, you know what, this is where I'm meant to be. This is my purpose in life, because I'm able to give back to so many people and make a difference in their lives and improve the quality of their lives.
Wow, that's cool. Have you directly seen some of the impacts that has happened as a result of this, some of the people that it's affected?
I haven't actually been to any of the projects itself, but through stories, I've heard a lot of the stories. There's some really cool stories out there.
Cool. Do you have any on the top of your head?
I do. There's actually, this farmer, he didn't have anything, and he had a family of 8 kids. And so the average person outside of Canada or in Africa lives off of $2 a day. Can you imagine living off of $2 a day?
Gee whiz.
No.
No. My coffee in the morning is $2 a day, and I drink about 8 of them. So.
Yeah, there you go. So he could barely make ends meet with his family, and so he came to the AKFC. He was under the AKFC program. Now he's gone to school, become a farmer. He now knows how to farm his own land, and he's got every single one of his children going to school.
Oh, wow.
And they're all now, the 3 elder ones are actually farmers themselves. So now they've actually been able to sustain their family for generations to come, which is really cool and exciting.
That is a really cool success story. Where is, do you know where that farm is located?
I can't remember.
In Africa?
It is in Africa.
Wonderful. Oh, that is so phenomenal. And so I want to take you back as a young lady. You mentioned that you kind of grew up with this.
Yes.
How much of an impact did that make your aunt have on you through this organization? Like, how much of an impact has it made on you as a person today?
So it's made a huge impact because, you start to appreciate what you have. Here in Vancouver, we're very fortunate, right? But life isn't always like that, There's things that do happen, in an individual's life that you actually start re-questioning or looking at things in a different light.
Wow.
And knowing that I am able to, even though I haven't physically gone to any one of these projects, but just being able to volunteer my time, it's a huge, huge, huge satisfaction, because I know I've been able to impact the lives. So that, in turn, has then given me, all this joy.
Oh, that's so phenomenal.
I don't need the financing, but, the joy of pure joy of actually knowing that someone's life has been changed forever.
Absolutely, yeah. Giving back is one of those things. It's just it just rewards you in so many ways, but even just deep down on a soul level, it's just so rewarding. And,
oh yes.
How could some people get involved in helping this cause?
There's many different ways that you can get involved. So if you go to worldpartnershipwalk.com, you can sign up to be an ambassador. You can sign up to bring your work team and create a work team.
Well, tell me a little bit about the work team. What is that?
So basically, everyone that you work with, you all come together, create a team, a corporate team, and
for the walk.
For the walk.
Yeah.
So each one of you raise money and then walk together as a team.
Cool. What are some of the ways that people raise money?
So there's car washes that have been done.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah. We've actually had some music parties.
Cool.
you can be very creative. Like I remember there was a dance class that was held. So there's some very creative ways out there.
Maybe I could be like a hunk car wash, you know?
I think that would work.
Really hot guys doing car washes.
I think that would work.
Yeah.
And now for myself personally, like what I do with my company is that from every contract that I sign, whether it be like a one-time shot or my monthly ongoing clients,
Yeah.
I will donate $20 to the World Partnership Walk.
Wow.
Right off the bat.
Just yourself, wow.
Just myself.
So you're also, not only are you volunteering your time and stuff like that, you're actually volunteering your money as well
That's right,
into this
yes.
cause as well.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people that are involved in causes don't really go to those extremes. It's like, you know, they'll use, you know, their celebrity or whatnot just to use their time and whatnot to be a part of the community, but also putting money and real stuff into a cause is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's great what you're doing with these people. It's so great.
I live and breathe it.
Wow.
Like the next 2 weeks literally is all about partnership walks.
I bet, yeah. It's like crunch time too, right?
It is.
So what can someone, some of the participants expect to experience at the walk? Take me through the walk itself, from kind of start when they arrive at the walk and that experience for them.
So once they arrive at the walk, if they've registered as ambassadors, then they would go check in, get their T-shirts and their, you know, all of that stuff. But there is no registration fee for anyone.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and 100% of the funds raised do go to AKFC. There's no administrative cost, as we are all volunteers that run this walk.
Wow.
So it's kind of cool in that sense. It's really cool. So that's another reason why I support it, because I know 100% of the funds go there. Now taking you back to the walk, so once, you know, they've checked in, whatever, you'll hear some live music and
music too? So music and food.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And we have like a show going, like a dance performances, like various different dance performances. You can get your henna done.
Henna too, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we've got like our tropical fruit bar, which is like to die for.
Wow.
Which is, we have like the sugarcane juice. It's just like,
okay, I don't think I'm ever gonna leave this walk. Can it just be every day 24/7?
I think we can make that happen for the next 3 months.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's like a holiday all in like one day. That's
you
awesome.
You get like bands playing, so you get a live show. You get to enjoy a picnic on the grass. Hopefully, it's nice and sunny in Vancouver.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just the place to be on Sunday.
Who needs to go on a vacation? We just go to this, right?
Exactly.
So when they arrive, they get their headband or their gear. And then what happens after that?
So then there will be like stretching for just before the walk. There will be some like intro about the walk and some videos, and then they basically go on the walk. It's about an hour and a half. Then you come back and there's a whole bunch of entertainment going on. Wow. The one thing that you do need to try is the lentil fritters.
Yeah.
They are to die for.
Wow.
And they actually, like, people just come to the walk just for those.
Well, I gotta make sure that I bring my duffel bag and sneak a whole tray into it, that's for sure. Yeah. Food is like, that's my thing, right? If I follow the food, so wherever the food is, and that's a good way to draw people, I think, is people go where the food is, right?
And, I mean, in Stanley Park at Lumberman's Arch, you've got like an amazing view of the mountains and the water, and you can see the walkers leave, which is really cool, right underneath the bridge.
Oh, awesome.
So it's a really nice sight to see. You know, everyone coming together for a good cause, and yeah, it's truly heartwarming.
Wow, yeah, I couldn't imagine. You said there's last year you guys got about 6,000, was that correct?
Around 6,000.
Yeah, that must be just a one big awesome party, right?
It is. It's a huge party. You get to connect with all of your friends that you haven't seen, and like all these other people, meet new people.
Yeah, that's a good point, because people say Vancouver can be a little hard to meet people, and what I've found in just my own experience in life is going to events like this, especially charity events, is everybody is there, is just so happy and kind, and just wants to connect with you. Right, and I'm sure that's been your experience too. I'm sure you've met some amazing people and become friends with them.
I have. I've met a lot of people, countless amount of people.
Wow. Right,
and also reconnected with a lot of old friends that I lost touch with. So it's really cool to see.
Oh, that is awesome. And so I want to go back a little bit in terms of the people that are affected in countries like Africa. What are some of the experiences that some of the troubles that they're experiencing right now, where the funding and stuff like that goes to help them? What are they experiencing on their end?
So it's not just Africa. So
Okay, yeah.
we have like Asia, we have Tajikistan, Afghanistan, you know, a whole bunch of different regions. There's about 22 countries, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So the simple thing, education.
Yeah.
You know, like here in Vancouver, we're very, very fortunate that we have education, right?
Yeah.
We have access to education. But in Africa, they don't have that access to education, right?
Wow.
So they have to walk, you know, X amount of miles to get to their school. But even then, if once they hit a certain age, then they have to help in the farm.
Wow.
So here now they've got schools that are built closer to the to their homes.
Yeah.
And now they've got, you know, like the madrasa school, which is like pre-kindergarten.
Wow.
So the sooner you get your students in school or your kids in school, the better it is. So now they're having that opportunity. Now for mothers, you know, they're at home and they're the ones that pretty much run the family.
Yeah.
So there's actually microfinancing loans for women.
I just want to give a shout out to mothers right now, real quick. Mothers are amazing, and they don't get enough credit because they have the hardest job on the planet because they got to deal with us, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So sorry, I just had to put that plug in.
That's an awesome plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally plug.
Yeah.
So they have this microfinance loan for women who then basically can start a business of their own.
Wow, so they can become entrepreneurs themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So then once they've paid it back, they've now got their family that's, you know, sustainable, not just their immediate family, but their generations to come.
Wow.
So the biggest philosophy for the World Partnership Walk is teach a man how to fish, and you've taught him for life.
Yeah, I love that, absolutely. It's just, you know, and that's what my experience is going to third world countries, and is they're so willing to put in the work, right, that we take for granted, right? I know a lot of people here in North America, you know, they struggle to find work because they just don't really apply themselves in life. But you know, the people in third world countries and immigrants, they're just so appreciative of, you know, and so hardworking and dedicated, and if you give them that opportunity, they're going to take it and thrive with it, right?
Oh yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And then you have those success stories like the farmer that you were talking
Yeah.
about a little bit earlier, right? Awesome. So is there anything else that you can tell us about the walk that we may have missed?
So other projects are hospitals that are built. You've got infrastructure that is also built. I mentioned that it's 100% of the funds that are donated to AKFC.
Yeah.
And it's matched by the government.
Yeah. Wow. How much matching do they do?
So depending on the project.
Okay.
So anywhere like an average of 6 to 9 times.
Wow. 6
Yeah.
to 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. We're very fortunate too with our government. I mean, to have such a phenomenal government here in Canada. I know sometimes we can be a little, you know, when it comes to politics, you know, we don't like certain prime ministers or, you know, etc. But I mean, we are, at the end of the day, we're very, very blessed as a country to have, you know, a system set in place, right? Because like these countries, the third world countries, they don't even have a system, and the government doesn't help them at all.
No.
Right?
There's a lot of corruption.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. So basically, you know, it's true for the saying, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer, which is really sad to see.
Wow, wow, what a phenomenal cause, and you know, it's just so exciting to see. And if somebody wanted to, I know for runs and walks and whatnot, a lot of, well, pretty much everybody's volunteer. How does somebody get involved in volunteering for this?
So you would go onto the World Partnership Walk, and it says, there's actually a link that says volunteer with us and get involved. So then you can basically fill that out, and then they'll match you according to your skills.
Oh, perfect. Are you guys still in need of volunteers now for this walk, or are you guys pretty set?
We are always looking for
volunteers.
Yes, we're always looking for volunteers.
Cool. And throughout the year, is there ways to volunteer as well before the next walk happens?
So yeah, we are always in planning. So it happens once a year. So once this walk is done, we're now in planning stage, and there's a lot of different committees So depending on the level you are, yes, you can volunteer. Um, but more so it's like the day of, but you can still
Cool.
contribute throughout the year.
Perfect. Yeah, and so yeah, hit up that website immediately and really get connected with this cause. And we hope to see everyone there for some amazing times. You'll see me dancing up a storm and eating at the same time, I'm sure.
All right, I'm gonna take you up on that.
I'm gonna be walking, dancing, and eating, and shaking, and meeting people, because that's what I love to do. It's a big part of who I am, is networking and being a part of causes. So I can't wait for some scrumptious food, that's for sure.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be coming every single year just because
Perfect.
the food. But no, just the cause itself is something that's really important to me too, because my big philosophy in life is to give back. So you